Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the 82nd On the Day Literary Gathering organised by the Limerick Writers Centre, supporting art and culture in Limerick since 2008. Anyone who wants to read at the open mic, please let Dominic know before it begins in approximately an hour's time. Also, I'd like to draw your attention to our book table. There are books by local and guest authors, so please browse through them, and if you like, show your support by buying one. We have four special guests here tonight. We have John Liddy and Mickey Dawn, unique musical and spoken word collaboration. Richard W. Halperin and Mr. Tim Cunningham.
Well, I met John many years ago, and he said to me in the street, he says, did you ever hear of a tune called The Last House in Connaught? And I said, I didn't. I said, but I heard of a tune called The First House in Connaught. And he said to me, well, it depends what side you're coming from. But it turned out anyway to be the same tune. So, and funnily enough, it was the first reel that my father ever taught me. He taught me The First House in Connaught many years ago when I was starting to play music. So it's a pleasure to know you, John. Will you give it a lash?
Thank you. The Last House in Connaught. To the memory of Michael Russell, who played the tune of the title for myself and Canute Skinner one evening in O'Connor's pub, Dublin, County Clare. Any old country road will do to hear its version of the future. In the closing time voices accustomed to the dark or delirious shadows with their coded messages for change, so close they may as well be far out at sea, along with the stubborn stone in the middle of a field or the thorny ditch like a stray cat scratch guarding its little patch of the past. Any old country road will tell you how it was, is and wants to be, free of the blighted verges of its hungry dead, the potted hellholes of neglect, rode alive in the full flight of summer dance, of passionate winter dawns, road that leads to the last latch where you may hang your heavy coat up on the floor and listen to sweet tunes for young ears played by old fingers. Surely you have imagined such a house where even the egg timer had stopped, plates of brown bread, heaven on earth, known such people whose very kindness had the natural air of being uniquely special, ancestral survivors of Cromwell's merciless sword, their caved-in cottages, monumental wounds of famine, burnt offerings of drunken despair to loves who fled to America. Surely you have stumbled across this landscape in any old knockdown town reclaimed anew, recognized the pain on its broken walls, along the outline of slums and cornerstones, in the smell of pulverized dollars sent home with letters of polite lies, too sad for spending on a glow of hope in the empty grate. Such towns yearn for balance between the sound of milk churn and discotheque, market mule and rush hour traffic, a sudden flock of sheep in the clean haze of exhaust fumes, the hum of the fuchsia bush, cravings for the centre of the heart's search before the spine of the forgotten country road, blisters and cracks in your palm. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Tim Cunningham was born in Limerick and educated at C.B.S. in Limerick and Birkbeck College, London. He has worked mainly in education in Dublin, London, Delaware and Essex. He currently resides in Essex, UK. His first collection, Don Marcelino's Daughter, was published by Peterloo Poets in 2001 and reprinted in 2002 and 2004. His second collection, Unequal Thirds, was published in 2006, again by Peterloo. Kyrie, his third collection, was published in 2008 by Revival Press, the poetry imprint of the Limerick Writers Centre. Three other collections followed from Revival Press: Siege 2012, Almost Memories 2014, and the lyrics to the Nightingales Song 2015. Tim Cunningham.
Introibo ad altare Dei, ad Deum qualificat juventutem meam. Is that okay? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go unto the altar of God, to God who gives joy to my youth. The stone steps of the church are smoother now, the stone steps slippery with Limerick rain. This was our theatre and concert hall, art gallery, and some would say museum. First steps to the thrill of pageantry, gazing at the monstrance coat the cloth of gold, dazzled by the multicoloured light of stained glass windows, their jigsaw saints. The Pieta was not Carrara marble, but still echoed that Michelangelo. The extracts from Epistle and Gospel knitted to our golden treasury, and Hamlet and King Lear had competition from the drama of Crib and Crucifix. Our priest actors no less theatrical in seasonal vestments, again all male. A shy soprano in the gallery could dream La Traviata at the Met. All this and the comfort of belief, youth gifted with the joy of possibility, beckoning to feet on two stone steps, slippery with rain and holy water. I decided one time to sort of commit myself to a favourite scene. It's quite limited because I haven't been around very much really, but this is for me the bridge, the castle and the falls. How best to frame my picture of the bridge, the castle and the falls? Thomond Bridge, its 7 arches scissoring the Shannon, and beyond the heat haze shimmering on Clare's base hills. King John's Castle, its walls still pocked with cannon shot, its arrow slits still proffering a narrow view of history. The Curragher Falls, our local and discreet Niagara, their surge and swirls unveiled twice daily at low tide. Younger, I would take the wider view, read the textbook's pages, and choose somewhere between the splash of Viking oars and the wild geese jet stream off to fight King Louis's wars. Now that history is intimate, and I reel in the salmon silver years, perhaps I will return to that first picture, creation's oils still wet, perched on the crow's nest of my grandfather's broad shoulders.
Thank you very much, Tim Cunningham. Richard W. Halperin is an Irish-U.S. dual national. His full collections are published by Salmon. Anniversary 2010, Shy White Tiger 2013, Quiet in a Quiet House 2016. His chapbooks are published by Lapwing, A Wet Day and Mr. Severidge Sketches, Pink, Ochre, Yellow. The Centreless Astonishment of Things, Oval 2015, and Blue Flower, June 2015. The House with the Stone Lions is due out later this year, also from Lapwing. Richard W. Halperin.
Thank you. A short while back I decided that any reading I would always read from the first book, one poem, which is Anniversary, since Jesse Lendenny fished me out of the pond when my manuscript was being returned by the great Day on sterilized tongues. So I'll read one poem. The wind blew gently through the house. The wind blew gently through the house, ruffling the pages of the books we had not read, and familiar books. The wind blew gently, coaxing pictures off the walls and photographs out of wallets. The wind lifted gently the outrageous puns in the kitchen, the wine stains left by guests. The guests. Cousin Edwin in his chair, the ruby star pasted to the forehead of the birthday girl. You and me in the yard all of those evenings, the dog Buffy under the yard, worlds within worlds, the death of hope, the oak armoire, and all the tattered stars. And we had learned in school that a pound of feathers and a pound of lead weigh the same, or nearly, and the wind blew gently through the house. Now, to shake things up, this book starts on page 11, Quiet in a Quiet House, and the last poem is on page 79. So, could someone call out any number at all from 11 to 79, and then we begin?
13.
May God bless and save you.
He does. Or she. Yeah.
She never liked the name they gave her either. A woman walking in the wind, the sea blowing the pebbles under her bare feet, hurting and not hurting, her clothing flapping like 5 birds, and she taller than I can remember, but I don't have to remember because tick-tock too got blown out to sea, her mother's touch so long held, gone, her husband without her these minutes, in God's hand or not. She's holding by the hand her little daughter, only she doesn't have a little daughter, but it's difficult to see clearly by the sea when she is walking.
Thanks very much, Richard Halperin.